Former President Barack Obama campaigned for Kamala Harris in Wisconsin yesterday. Here's some of what he had to say at a rally in Milwaukee.
If you are black or Latino and you feel like too often your community is overlooked by politicians except during election time, I get how you feel. But why would you think the answer is to vote for someone who has a long history of demeaning and disregarding your communities, whose family business was sued for not renting to folks that look like you, who cannot apparently understand how an NBA superstar could be both Greek and black, who suggests any Mexican crossing the border is a criminal and a rapist, who spreads ridiculous fantasies that Haitians are eating people's pets, who just this past week arranged for one of his supporters to tell jokes about black people eating watermelon and Puerto Rico being an island of garbage right there on stage at Madison Square Garden. Do you think that's somebody who's going to look out for you? Maybe you're Muslim American or Jewish American and you are heartbroken and furious about the ongoing bloodshed in the Middle East and worried about the rise of anti-Semitism. Why would you place your faith in somebody who instituted a so-called Muslim ban, who sat down for pleasantries with Holocaust deniers, who said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally?
Boy, I'll tell you what, Barack Obama has been remarkable this campaign.
Crystallizing
down the stretch.
Yeah.
He and Michelle Obama have been extraordinary.
She's got skills. Joining us now.
That's an understatement.
Chair of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, Ben Wikler. Ben, thanks for being with us. What signs, what data points do you have to show what things are looking like right now?
It's extraordinary looking at the data and looking at what we see all over Wisconsin. There's an explosive, propulsive energy behind the Harris-Walz campaign in the final stretch that we just don't see on the Republican side. If you look at Milwaukee, where Barack Obama was just speaking, they have broken their records for in-person early vote. And the most striking thing to me is that more than 13% of the people who have voted early in person in Milwaukee are new voters who've done same-day voter registration, which is also available tomorrow. You can come in with your ID, same-day register, and cast your ballot. In Dane County, which includes Madison and UW-Madison, more than 10% of the votes cast already have been in-person votes have been from new voters.
Wow.
So this is a moment. You know, unregistered voters are never polled. No one polls the unregistered. You assume that they're not going to vote. But we're seeing people come out of the woodwork because they understand the stakes for freedom, for democracy, for opportunity for working folks. This is it.
Hey, Ben, I want to ask you about the way Wisconsin votes, which is that there's some concerns that Milwaukee in particular could take a long time with absentee votes not being able to be counted until Election Day. We should point out, because Donald Trump, I'm sure, will use that to flame some conspiracy theories, that there was legislation to allow the counting of votes to start earlier. It was blocked in Wisconsin by Republicans. They didn't want that to happen. So can you speak to what the count might look like tomorrow and into Wednesday?
Absolutely. So all over Wisconsin, people have been voting with mail-in ballots, with absentee ballots in person. It's called early vote in person, and then they'll vote on Election Day in 43 municipalities across the state, including Green Bay and Milwaukee, which is two of the three biggest cities in Wisconsin. They don't report the absentee ballot results until the count is finished in the central count facilities. So in Milwaukee, you'll see 100% of precincts reporting before you see the numbers that come out of those early votes in person and those absentee ballots, which my guess is are heavily weighted towards Harris supporters. In Green Bay, they won't report anything until they've counted the absentee ballots and the in-person Election Day votes. So that means that you're going to see a red mirage where it seems like Trump is doing better than he actually is because they haven't counted and reported those absentee ballots yet. And then the blue shift when those ballots are introduced to add to the totals, that could be in the middle of the night. It certainly was in 2020. So if you're watching Wisconsin, look at the counties that are already reporting their numbers, like Dane County. Compare the benchmarks there to what we saw in 2020. But you won't know the full picture in Wisconsin using statewide numbers until you see those final absentee ballots get counted. That is the way the system is structured by Republicans who had a bill ready to move and then blocked it that would have allowed earlier processing of absentee ballots. It's not over until it's over in Wisconsin.
Well, and let's be clear, and I said this in 2020 on the day before the election. I said you're going to see a red mirage because Republican legislatures in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, and Wisconsin refuse to do what Florida does, which is count the early votes early so you know by 9:30, 10 o'clock who the winner is. But they did it intentionally in 2020. They refused to fix it in 2024. And they did that for one reason, because they want Donald Trump to be able to lie if it looks like he's ahead. They don't want you to see what black people and Hispanic people in Wisconsin are doing. They don't want you to see what Milwaukee voters are doing, what Green Bay voters are doing. And it is deliberate to allow the big lie to get out of the gate. It's not going to work. Chair of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, Ben Wickler.
Ben.
Thank you so much.